Juventus and AC Milan have both failed to qualify for next year's Champions League. And believe it or not, this is the first time ever since its rebranding to a Champions League format back in 1992, where both teams are going to be missing out from the competition. These two giants, they used to have some of the best players back in 90s and 2000s, players like Zidane, Van Basten, Maldini, Del Piero, Inzaghi, etc., can't currently qualify for the Champions League. Now, if you think about it, Juventus and Milan's performances this season are the perfect explanation of what blue balls are, because they were flirting with Champions League football all season long, only to go home empty-handed. But it's not just the Champions League and the league table where they're struggling, because I can see the same similarities and struggles between the two teams. And I'm not even an AC Milan fan, but I can see a likeness between the two teams. Number one would be the players. There's a lot of mediocrity in those teams. The second part is the managers, because for some weird reason, the Italians love to play merry-go-round with the same 4 or 5 managers. And they keep rotating them to all the top teams. They fail in one team and then they move on to the next. I mean, take a look at Allegri. He just got fired from Milan and apparently he's going to Napoli. So they basically do a swap of the managers. They're going to swap a few players and somehow that's going to magically solve things. But at least they're trying to do something. On the flip side of that, Juventus hired Spaghetti because Igor Tudor was absolutely sucking in order for him to bring us to the Champions League. His only objective that he signed the contract for was that he's going to give us Champions League football. So he did not reach his objective and he still got promoted. I want to know, how can I apply for a job at Juventus? Because this is absolutely absurd. But now we have to stick around with him for at least another 2 years unless we decide to sack him, in which case he's going to join an ever-growing list of Juventus managers who are currently on the payroll without doing a thing, such as Thiago Motta, who's been sitting on the sidelines for 2 years making $3-4 million a year. And worse yet, with these players that we currently have, I really don't see Spaghetti making top 4 next year unless we get some significant investments. However, by missing out on the Champions League, not only did we lose a lot of money, but also a lot of players that are not going to be as attracted to come to Juventus. So maybe they need to focus on some youth players, or at the very least, hire a coach that can get us there. My personal preference, Didier Deschamps, one of the most underrated and most fantastic coaches out there, who's going to be free right after the World Cup. Why not just make him an offer? But anyways, that's what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you haven't, hit that like and subscribe button, especially if you want to hear my thoughts on the Italian national team. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.